So what's sort of like the last? It's like, all right, you do this and you're done. Is there something like that for the first one?
Yeah, so the last thing in of the school really is in Florida, in the swamp phase. It's actually like one of the better missions that you do.
Mm-hmm.
There's some like Florida.
Is
The end
mountain
of Florida
after?
is the worst day.
Is
It's
mountain after swamps or before swamps?
before swamps, so it's
All right,
Darby
go.
Mountains is by far the worst phase.
All right, go through mountains.
So
No.
mountains, all right,
Mm-hmm.
mountains. Mountains is a it's an emotional experience for a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
because it's bad. That's when all that hunger and stuff really gets going because you are walking up mountains all day.
Is there a break between the two phases, or you just like the next day you travel and you're going?
The next day you travel, and if you're airborne qualified, you'll actually jump out of an airplane into the next phase. I was not airborne qualified, so I got to sleep in a bus, and it was awesome. Got a couple 4 hours of sleep. It was great. But yeah, so you get there and it kind of kicks right off. Mountain phase begins with some mountaineering, like you learn how to do some mountaineering stuff, and then you get into the field training, and field training's rough. It's we had a hurricane that was over us when we were in mountains. They didn't tell us that, but it just rained nonstop.
Of course, they didn't tell you.
And we'd ask like, "Is it gonna stop raining?" And then be like, "I'm not a weatherman. Like, figure it out."
Figure it out.
So it rained every single day for at least 18, 19, 20 hours a day. It was bad.
Yeah.
So and then you spend that entire day just walking up mountains. And you're doing missions, like you have a compound that you need to go raid and you need to go capture somebody or whatever, but it would be like a 10-mile walk there and you're moving over 3 mountains during the process. And it's just bad. And all day, all night, you're just walking up mountains. And it's just a physical toll.
So
a lot of people quit. And, yeah.
They kept the food and sleep deprivation going there as well.
They did, yeah. So during mountains, you get fed twice every day. You get an MRE, which is not nearly enough calories for how much we're moving.
How do they calculate that? Because like if you're doing that much exercise, obviously, like you said, you lost 40 pounds, but like you need a certain amount of calories to like move at some point. Like the deprivation that they're giving you, you're at the point where it's like borderline. Like I'm not going to be able to move tomorrow.
Yeah.
I would assume that they've done the studies and they've calculated how much you need.
It is, yeah. We had one dude in my class, actually, they hooked up a little tracker to him. It was like a calorie counter, and they used that to like base off all of us. And we were burning, I don't remember the exact number, but it was well over 8,000 calories a day.
Sheesh.
And they were feeding us maybe 2 meals, and we were maybe getting 1,500. But what ends up happening is you obviously burn all the fat off your body. It's gone. And everyone starts smelling like cat piss all the time because you start burning muscle for energy. And what happens when you burn muscle for energy is it releases ammonia and you sweat it out of your skin. And
that's horrible.
So yeah, so not only do you burn all your fat and everything you're eating, you also start burning muscle. So I actually had 2 NFL players in my Ranger School class. And they were big muscular dudes. And even then they looked skinny because they were burning through all their muscle mass. Your body starts eating itself.
That's horrible. Like even 1,500 calories is like, even for me, like if I go play a soccer game, I'll run like 5 to 7 miles if I play full 90. And 1,500 calories I would not be a happy camper. I cannot imagine like going through it. Like I know you said you prepared. Did you prepare did you starve yourself before you went?
No, definitely not. There's nothing that really can prepare you for that. It's just one of those gut checks. You kind of just have to do it. They want you to go in as healthy as you possibly can. You don't want to, they don't want you to go. Some people try to get fat before they go. So I got to burn off, but then they fail the PT test because they can't run.
Yeah.
I just went in as lean as healthy as I possibly could. And I came out as unhealthy as I've ever been in my entire life. So it's kind of the way it goes.
Yeah. It just sounds brutal.
It was not very fun, but that's the other thing though, is it's terrible. It's not a good time, but a lot of people pass it every year. Like it is remarkably doable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's I think another big thing about the course is you realize like here's where the limits of human exhaustion go,
Mm-hmm.
and you can push far past your perceived limits.
Mm. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's probably a good thing. Like now that you've done it, when you're working out, you're like, I can do an extra set. This is nothing.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It's kind of that thought, you know, like you can always keep going. Like people, your limits aren't what you think they are. Is
Mm-hmm.
basically what that school makes very, very clear.
For sure.